everyone, Sabrina from Campbell's Freedom Farm, and today we're going to plant a basil plant that really attracts bees. It's in the summer now, your plants are growing great, but now they need the pollinators. Now you're wondering, a basil with flowers. Now Thai basil blooms and it doesn't die after it blooms. And that's great. But the African blue basil produces more bees. I mean, they just swarm it, and if you ever smell it, you know why. The holy basil is supposed to have the strongest smell, but for me, the African blue basil. And plus, the problem with the other basil, once it blooms, it's gone. We're planting a perennial basil that's meant to bloom all summer. So what is it? The African blue basil, of course. Most people haven't even heard of the African blue basil. I had a hard time getting it because I forgot about mine and it died. And I tried to bring it in for the year and put it in the basement or as a house plant, and I got busy. So what is the African blue basil? It was discovered in 1983 from an owner of companion plants, and he was walking through this pathway and he had the dark opal basil and the camphor basil, and what they think is it crossed. The African blue basil is sterile, so you can never get seeds for it. And if you do, I met somebody that thought he had them. I said no, it doesn't work. You don't have it. They probably sold them the camphor. So what happens is the only way you could get it is by cuttings. That's why I was so mad that I forgot to bring it in. So basically, I put it in a pot in my herb garden, in my regular vegetable garden, anywhere I want bees. And it's really easy. Now, perennial herbs, they're great, especially if it's a basil. There's 3 types of basils that are perennial. You have the pink, the white, and the Greek columnar. And so this is one of them, I guess. Anyway, let me show you how I planted, so you could just pull a pot right out of the ground if you don't forget. First, dig a hole deep enough to accommodate the plastic container you're going to use. I just use a black plastic container for plants, and I filled it with Stay Green soil mixture. It's a cross between garden and potting. Now, even though it's in ground, I'm still going to add soil moist. Remember, it's still in a container, whether it's above ground or underground or in the ground. I'm going to add some Nature's Care. Don't act. I poked a hole in here by accident. Mix it in. And then I'm gonna just pot this. This is way past due. Look at the roots. Okay, and I put it an inch under the rim here because I know I'm gonna put some either I'll put mulch or else I'll add this to go over the creeping Jenny. Now, let's talk about the care of this. Since this is in a container, it does have drain holes, but don't over soak it when you're watering your stuff because it's still contained in this pot and it could rot. So, and basil is one of those plants that it doesn't need a lot of water. Actually, just the regular plain basil is all I'll ever put in the fields. We grow it everywhere, and I never water it. I just go out there and harvest it. And I actually want the seeds because I save the seeds for not only planting, but we cook with them. Okay, so once that's in, hopefully I dug this deep enough. Maybe a little more. Then you just pop it into the ground. Okay, so this is pretty level, and then all I do is backfill it, and that's it. Okay, it's in. It already looks beautiful, and I hear a bee already. But see how I have the lip of the pot right here? And then I'm just going to mulch right around, and I'm going to mulch on top to keep it cool because I don't want this to get too hot. But it's so easy. Okay, we're finished planting the African Blue Basil. Just make sure you keep it watered, but don't overwater it. There's no basil that likes a lot of water. Actually, I grow just the plain Italian basil. I just throw it in the field. I never water it. It's some of the best because I want it to grow tall, and I cut the spikes and I use it for cooking. I dry it and cook with it. Or Taylor and Stefan from Cooking with Taylor and Stefan use it. No, actually, I gotta tell you a quick story. I've probably told this before. We need bees. If you don't even have a garden, you still want bees. They're gonna go extinct. And I love honey, and that would be a shame. So I went to a garage sale. I was going through some of the pots, and the woman that had the garage sale said, "Oh yeah, I'm getting rid of them. I hate bees. Is there a spray I could kill them with?" And oh, there's a bee. I was like so upset. By the time I left, she either wanted me to leave or she was for bees. Actually, I think she really appreciated bees when I told her there are no vegetables or fruits without some bees. You know, some self-pollinate, but most don't. So basically, you need bees for our earth. So plant anything that attracts them. Don't try to kill them. Throw away the wasp spray. I mean, there's a real issue. And besides that, they're fun to watch. But this is Sabrina from Campbell's Freedom Farm. And please subscribe. You guys are so important to me. Get your friends. It's really hard to start a new YouTube channel. It's like almost impossible. So, and I can't do it without you guys. So have a great day and a great summer. Bye. I just want to show everybody the bees. They get so full. Can you spot him? They almost fall asleep and all of a sudden they take off. Oh, you could see him getting the pollen. Okay.